Good morning, guys. Jim Squares here, bringing to you some more money solutions. Today, it's about kids handling money and getting organized. So first, remember to like and subscribe down below and share with others so we can all get better. And if you have tips, definitely put them in the notes below. So the first thing we'll talk about quick is allowance. So I know some people don't do that, and which is fine. But what we do is I have it where I give kids allowance every other month. So one, it saves time, and two, it also helps them learn to handle and make it last. So if they spend it all in the first week, that's on them. It's no skin off your back. It's all gone. And then if they want to buy something, then they're like, oh, I don't have money to do that. And so they learn to save. So that's one like natural effect of it. And the other thing is that when I don't judge whatever they spend on. So if they want to buy all candy, they can buy all candy. I know it's weird, and I hate it, but I know I'll let them make the mistake and let them learn. And then that way they're not going to go out and just, go willy nilly or try to sneak by my back. Cause it's like, if you want to buy a video game online, buy the video game online, whatever, it's fine. But before I give it to them, I do have, two things that they have to do is one, like, so if let's say I'm giving them $1, then 30% of that goes to companies, which is really just investing in stocks. I find a diversified mutual fund. If you look at my 4 ways to 50 million, you can, that's essentially what I do with it is I put it inside that fund where it's 30% of it, so 30 cents, I transfer to Vanguard and I put it in their UTMA, which I already have set up, and it'll go in there and it will just keep compounding and growing. And that way, and I also walk them through those statements as we get them quarterly so they get used to that process. It's like, okay, when I get money, I always put it in companies. And they also do 10% to charity, so to our church typically. But in general, if they ask to move it somewhere else, I would, like for charity, some other charities, I'd let them decide to put in. So I'll say a basis of it is to go 10% charity, 30% companies. So while it sounds like a lot, they're not used to getting allowance. They're not used to getting money. And so it's a good practice to get them into, because then it's already established. So now something I'm doing with my older kids is as they're earning money, I put a limit, like $500. And I say, hey, if you put in companies, I'll match it. And so that gives them motivation to say, oh, well, whenever I get paid, I put money in companies and I get more money. And then essentially I take that statement and I show them, I go, hey, look at how it's growing over time. And even through with this last virus thing, where I was able to show them how it went down and then came right back because they stuck with it and they didn't sell. So I said, it's going to drop. You expect it to drop, but look at the long term, like see how it keeps going up, and they can see where it's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But in general, the whole thing is going straight up. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool lesson. I think it works out really well. So that's what I do to help my kids think a little bit more long term with their money. Now to get a little bit more, save yourself a little bit more time and get more done around the house. The other thing I do is before weekend electronics or hanging out with friends, I have a checklist that I essentially have on Fridays. It pops up. And the things that I have them do are put their clothes away, clean the bathrooms, toys picked up, take the trash and recycling out, do any dishes, put those away. And then the last two are ones to play with their dog, or they'll send him outside. And I'll say, hey, run him until he's done. And essentially, because he's a really good dog, and the kids really love him. But when they get outside, at first they kind of go, oh, but then when they're outside, they're laughing and loving it, and they're getting exercise, and he's getting exercise. He loves it. Gets them closer. They'll all laugh and play. They'll have a great time. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I really like to do is I say, what did you read? And this is more for before electronics. I don't necessarily do this before they hang out with their friends, but before electronics, I'll say, what do you read? And it's just a question I ask. And so now that they've come to adjust where before they even ask me for electronics, they'll have done all these things. So, and then I don't have to ask them, which is I didn't really expect that to happen. But since I've been so diligent about it, it works out really well. And also works out really well if you have one person designated as between you and your wife or partner, you would say, hey, On weekends, you get to tell them when they do electronics. It just makes it a lot easier. So that's what I got. And if you have other tips to enhance this or things you do, we'll definitely let everyone know so we can all get better together. Take care, and we'll be talking later.